Hello, and welcome to today's discussion. If you're watching this video, chances are you're interested in software development, specifically when it comes to designing and building robust applications using frameworks like Spring. One common debate among developers is whether it's good or bad practice to use static methods in classes annotated with the shot at component annotation. In this video, we'll delve into the world of dependency injection and explore the implications of using static methods in components. We'll examine the potential disadvantages of this approach and provide guidance on when and how to use static methods effectively. By the end of this discussion, you'll have a clear understanding of the trade-offs involved and be able to make informed decisions about your own coding practices. Let's start by defining what we mean by a component annotation. In Spring, this annotation is used to indicate that a class is a candidate for auto-detection as a Spring bean. When a class is annotated with a component, it becomes eligible for dependency injection and can be managed by the Spring IOC container. Now, when it comes to using static methods in classes annotated with @component, things get a bit more complicated. A static method belongs to the class itself, rather than an instance of the class. This means that a static method cannot access any instance variables or non-static methods of the class. So, what's the problem with using static methods in components? The main issue is that it can make your code harder to test and maintain. Since static methods belong to the class itself, they are essentially global functions that can be called from anywhere in the application. This can lead to tight coupling between classes and make it more difficult to change or replace individual components. Another disadvantage of using static methods is that they cannot be overridden by subclasses. If you're building a framework or library, this can limit the flexibility and extensibility of your code. However, there are some legitimate use cases for static methods in components. For example, if you have a utility class with methods that don't depend on any instance state, it might make sense to declare those methods as static. Another scenario is when you're using a third-party library or framework that requires static methods to be called. To summarize the main points of our discussion, using static methods in classes annotated with @component can lead to tight coupling and make your code harder to test and maintain. Static methods cannot access instance variables or non-static methods, which limits their flexibility and extensibility. However, there are legitimate use cases for static methods, such as utility classes or third-party libraries that require static calls. While using static methods in components might seem convenient at first, it's generally not a good practice due to the potential disadvantages we've discussed. Instead, consider using instance methods and dependency injection to create more flexible and maintainable code. If you have any questions or comments about this topic, please don't hesitate to leave them below. Your feedback is valuable to us, and we'll do our best to respond to each and every one of your comments. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and consider subscribing to our channel for more content on software development and design patterns. Well, until next time, happy coding.